Hey guys, MJ here, welcome back to the channel. So today, what we're going to be doing is walking you guys through how to go from beginner to advanced on Discord bot maker. If you are new to the channel, and consider subscribing and liking the video for more content like this, as well as future episodes, so like episode 2, 3, and so on. So first, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have Discord bot maker from the Steam store. It is $9.99 on the Discord bot or on the Steam store. So it'll be linked in the description down below, or you can search up Discord bot maker. Even this Discord bot, first thing pops up is Discord bot maker right here. So we're not going to do that. We already have it downloaded. So what you're going to want to do, once you have it installed, you're going to open it up here, and we're going to go over to it should look like this for you. What you just saw was one of my bots that was already opened, and so now we are in a brand new stage. So this is what it looks like when you first open Discord bot maker. What you're going to want to do is click on create new bot project, and this is going to give us a dialog here where we can choose the project's name, which is the bot's name essentially, where we're going to want to save this, and if we want to use a template. So we're going to call this the tutorial bot, if I can spell, tutorial bot, and we're going to save this to my Discord bot folder, just like that. And we're not going to be using a template today because obviously I'm going to be walking through how to get started. And next, just click on create bot, and just like that, it's going to start building your project, getting the whole thing set up, ready to go for making Discord bots. Now, while this is happening, I'd highly recommend going ahead and downloading the beta, which is what we're going to be using in this series. To do that, you're going to go into your Steam library by right-clicking on Steam, clicking on library, and then up at the top in your library here, click on software. And then you should be in the software section here, and you should see Discord bot maker. What we're going to do now is we're going to right-click that, go to properties, betas, and you're going to click this dialog right here, the little drop-down, and click on betas. And that's going to reinstall the beta now. And what I also have installed is all of the mods from Discord bot maker. So you can see, and I'll show you what all this is in a second. I have all the mods installed, and as you can see, there are some mods created by some fantastic people, and all of their channels. We look at the description as well, or to the Discord server, excuse me. So the Discord server for all these people who created the amazing mods as well is also going to be linked in the description below. If you'd like to get these, it's definitely not required for what I'm going to be teaching you in today's series, but it's highly recommended if you'd like to go into depth of what I use, and if you want yours to look the same as mine. But we will get into mods later into the series and working with those. So yeah, so you're in your first bot project here. This is what it's going to look like. You're going to see a commands tab up here, events, and settings. So let's start off with the settings tab here. So your command tag is something that your bot will type in. So for example, if my command is hello, I would do question mark, which would be my command tag. So I type in question mark hello, and the command tag part is the question mark. That's what the bot recognizes. For example, dinobot question mark, maybe me6 is exclamation mark. It depends. So if I just wanted to type in, let's say my command was hello, my command tag was this, the bot would respond to exclamation mark hello. But if I typed in question mark hello, it wouldn't respond to me because it did not see that command tag. Now, it's not to be changed in here, not by a command, but again, once we get into mods and stuff like that, I'll be showing you how to get all that set up, but not in today's video. And now we have a parameter separator. Now right here, this is just a regular space, but you can do stuff like this if you wanted to, the absolute value, you know, stuff like that. It could be a letter you have to put in between, but again, just doing this, I believe this is what it was. I'll stay with that. Is what it would be like. So I'm gonna create a new bot because I actually have no clue if this is what it was here. Let's go on to the tutorial bot here. Tutorial bot, because I forgot what it was. So it was this. So that's what it is here. Command case sensitive. What this means is it has to be command sensitive or case sensitive. So if my command in the commands tab over here, which we'll talk about in a second, was hello like this, and I typed in hello like this, it wouldn't be recognized. So it would have to be case sensitive, and I'd highly recommend turning that off for your commands to work better. Owner ID here is when we're talking more about commands, and we're going to, obviously I'll show you how to do all this in a second. Under command restrictions, you are set to owner only. If you put in your owner command or ID right here, it'll make sure this is the correct owner. Encryption password is something that I don't use personally. I don't think you would either. I actually personally have no clue what this is, but I don't use it and it does not affect my bot whatsoever. So bot token, this is what your bot is going to use to actually respond to commands. So to actually have your bot function as a bot, you need your bot token, and which we'll obviously get to that in a second here. Then your client ID will be used to give an invite link to your Discord bot server. So what you're going to want to do to get started with setting up the bot and making sure it works is you're going to want to go ahead and click on Discord's developer page. We're going to click on that, and I'll bring this over to this page. So once you're here, you should be on your account. If you're not already, just sign right in. You should be here under Applications and My Apps. We're going to go ahead and click on New App. And right here, we're going to give the app a name. So we're going to call this one Tutorial Bot. It is not required for an app description, but I'm just going to type in bot for my tutorials. You can give it an app icon if you'd like to as well. We're not going to today. And you can always change this as well inside of Discord Bot Maker, as well as the name of the bot, all that stuff. We're going to leave it as it is now. I'll talk about that in a second. So here it all is, and here's your bot set up on Discord. Now what you're going to want to do here is you're going to scroll down to the bot tab right here. It's under the app description and app icon. We're going to click on create a bot user and yes, do it. This will allow the bot to respond to commands and stuff like that. If it wasn't, you would see bots, for example, that let's say I posted a YouTube video, it would basically put it in a Discord chat. That's a bot that wouldn't use what we just enabled right here, but responding to commands and all that stuff requires this. So now what we're going to want to do, we're going to want to click to reveal this bot token. Now obviously I'll generate a new token after this video and I'll change it every time, or I'll just blur it out, excuse me. But let's copy this bot token. We're going to go down into Discord Bot Maker. We're going to paste in the bot token, and that's set. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to copy our client ID right up at the top here under app details, the very top thing. And we're going to go back into Discord Bot Maker and paste that in client ID. And here, when we click this, we're going to be able to add the bot to our server. Now I'm going to quickly make a new server called a tutorial server just for this thing. So what we're going to want to do with the DBM tutorial server is nothing yet. We're going to minimize this, but we're going to want to go ahead on Discord Bot Maker to click the purple link down here, and this will allow the bot to join your server using all the permissions. Obviously, the name of your bot, whatever you called it, back in here will be what comes up here, and same with your app icon, which is under the OAuth authenticator thing. It's under there next to the description, and your picture will be there as well. You're gonna go and select a server, choose one of your servers. So my server is DBM Tutorials. Click on Authorize. Accept the I am not a robot thing, which is standard for all Discord servers here. It will say authorized. Let's close out of that tab, minimize. Let's go back into Discord, and the bot is now on the server. So now our bot has joined the server, and Discord Bot Maker is now able to communicate with our bot. So now that you're there, I want to walk you guys through what events and commands are. So a command is something like, for example, typing in hello. Like that, that's a command. And you can make a new command by clicking on create new command. And I'll do that in a second here. But events are a little bit different. Events are things that it'll check for automatically. So let's create a new event because I want to show you. So we're going to click on create new event right out here on the sidebar. And there's triggers. So there's a bot initialization, all this stuff. Let's say I did bot initialization, and that's something we're going to get more into depth to as we start getting into more advanced style things. But we'll use that for certain things, and it'll run certain actions when you start the bot. Let's say every second or in interval time. So let's say I want something to happen every minute, 60 seconds here, and I can put in an action by clicking on create here to put one in. And I'll talk about actions and all this stuff in a second here. Bot joining server, all this stuff, and this will store all this stuff. But again, I'm not want to go into that too fast. So command's a little bit different here. What you're gonna want to do for command is give it a name. So let's say my command was hello. This is what we're gonna type in. So if we did hello like this, and again, this is our command prefix right here, which was defined over in the settings tab at the top. This is our command that's gonna be run. And if you wanted to, you could message the bot and you could make it so it only works on DMs or server only, or maybe it doesn't only work at all. There's no restrictions, so it could be in either, but we have set in a default as well as server only. And this was under command restrictions. Command type at the top here. Again, all this stuff might be a little advanced for you, which is why we're not going to go into it today. And so match word's going to be looking for a word within a message, and if it finds that word, it'll run the command. Match rejects is your regular expressions, which again I'll talk about later. Any message, and it'll just, that's basically a thing. So if you send a message, it'll run a command, and I can get into that soon as well. Not today though for either of that. So next, let me actually go into full screen. I don't know why I'm not right now. Actually I'll go back out. So let's say we have our first command hello here. To make your first command, to have it respond, we're going to go down to the actions tabs right here. And your actions are things that your bot will do after typing in a command. So to create a new action, we're going to go ahead and click on the create button right here. And after clicking create, a new dialog will pop up. So it's default as send message, and you're allowed to change all this stuff. But to see all the actions, you're going to click on the action at the top here. So our actions currently send message. We're going to click on that. It should open up with a nice tab we can scroll through of stuff. Now you will not see mod information or JSON things, because I have the or embedded message for matter, because I have the mods. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, I highly recommend downloading them, setting them up. And there's obviously a documentation on how to install those on their site, which is linked below. But you can see all the mods give you other things that Discord Bot Maker doesn't give. So I'd highly recommend getting those as well, even if you're a beginner, because even though you're not going to be using them, you're going to have them as we keep continuing the series. So what we're going to want to do, let's do a send message. So let's just type in, I saw this. This is what's going to happen as our first action. So if I click on create new action here, if I type in command name hello, and when I save that, I clicked on edit action, and that saved it down here. If I type in question mark hello, it'll run these actions in the order that I have. So let's say I added another, I saw this. It'll play this one, then this one, and I can click and drag these around, so it can say that one first, and then this one, and so on. So let's click on create a new action, and we're gonna say, if I do hello to you too. So you have a couple options here. You can send it to the same channel that the command was sent in, and this is under the send to tab at the top. So you can choose where you want it to go. So just send it to a DM to the user, and that's what command author is. The command author is the person who actually typed in the command. You can send it to the user that's mentioned. So if I mentioned at blah blah blah, it would send it to them. A mentioned channel, so if I'd say I did hash and then whatever I said, after the channel name, it would send it to that channel. It could send it to the default channel on the server, and variables, which we'll talk about in a few episodes later. We're going to keep on the same channel. That'll send it to the same channel that we made the command in. So to start your bot, you're going to go up to the tab bar up here. We're going to go to project and run project. It'll ask you if you'd like to save. We're going to go ahead and click on OK. And we're going to open up Discord here. And you'll know your bot is running when this whole background here turns blue and your bot comes online. Let's put this to the side here. Now in a second here, your bot will launch itself up. And it might be faster or slower depending on what computer you have. I'm recording right now, so it might be a little bit slower than yours. Yep, so it started up now. The background's blue, as you can see. So Discord says tutorial bot is on. So if we type in our command with the command prefix, which is the exclamation mark, like we said over here, and I do exclamation mark hello, it'll say hello to you too, like we had in our edit action. If we're gonna click on that edit, you can see the message is hello to you too. Now let's say I did a question mark hello, and again, our command prefix isn't the question mark. It won't work because that wasn't the command prefix. Now, one thing I may have missed was user required permissions. Now you can have it so if you on the drop down here, you can click on none or the drop down arrow, same thing. It can require a user to have a certain permission to run the command. So if they don't have the permission, the command actually won't run. But if they do, it'll run the command. And this is not like it'll say something if you know, it just won't run it at all. And I'll talk about how on my bots, if you don't have permissions, it'll tell you stuff like that. Well, next thing I want to show you on Discord Bot Maker is viewing the bot logs. And you can use this if there's an error with your bot and you don't know what's going on. I'd highly recommend checking the bot logs. To view them, you're going to go over to Project and open bot log. Also be done with Control E. So if your bot has an error, let's say I blocked the bot, and obviously you can't private message the bot. So let's say I changed our send message to command author. It'll DM me. What will happen is it'll give me an error because if you have the bot blocked, it can't send you DMs. So if I block the bot here, you can see that obviously the bot's blocked. We're going to stop our project or our bot by clicking the project tab at the top and stop project, and that's Control T as well. So I'm going to go back to project and run project and OK for like the save. That's also Control R. And we're going to open back up the bot here. In just a second here, it should launch itself back up just like it did. So if I just do the hello command, it's not able to send it to me because I have the bot blocked. And you'll see over at project and open bot log, there's an error with our event, which is our command down here. Action number 1, send message. And right here it tells us our send message variable, action number 1, like it says right there, it cannot send message to the user because I blocked it. Let's say I unblock the bot now, and I do hello. You can see, oh, it's got a DM from tutorial bot, and then right there, hello to you too. And just like that, you just have your first command and all that stuff set up. So in the next episode, I want to talk to you guys about doing more advanced things. For example, deleting messages. I want to talk about how to do things where it's checking more permissions, things more with commands, as well as getting more into depth with events. I also want to start talking about variables, how to use those. Also going to more into depth of other actions that you can use to get more data from your bot and get all that kind of stuff. So if you guys enjoyed the first tutorial, please be sure to hit that like button down below. If you haven't already subscribed, much appreciated. For now, I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Take care.